it's Dolls, Toys, and Games Gal. With 2017 just starting, I thought it would be fun to go back and review my top 10 favorite Ever After High beds that I made this past year. Number 10, Holly O'Hare's bed. Well, the bed remake, the second bed that I made for her. I think this bed was probably the first elaborate bed that I made, one that I really spent a lot of money and time on. I'm particularly proud of the flowers of winding up her poles, the fact that the bed is lifted, and the fact that the bed is on top of a tower, which of course is appropriate for Rapunzel's daughter, right? Number 9 is Ashlyn Ella's bed, definitely one of my favorites for a couple reasons. One, I found this amazing print of a Cinderella wearing Ashlyn's colors in Ashlyn's hair color, running down the steps, losing her glass slipper, and I used that as the bedspread, and I thought it just couldn't get more perfect than that for a bed for Ashlyn, the daughter of Cinderella. 2, I really like this fireplace headboard because of the humor value of her mother forcing her to sleep in front of the fireplace. And 3, I like this nature lover's footboard with the birds and the branches. Number 8 is Daring Charming's bed. Poor Daring doesn't have a room yet because Ever After High hasn't made his roommate, who's Hopper Croakington II, but I'm not sure if he'll ever get one. If he doesn't get one this year, I guess I'll have to make him a room. A couple things I like about this bed. I really tried to make it look like a bed that you might find in the Palace of Versailles. I like his bedspread, which combines the fur and the royal black and gold fabric. And I also like his footboard with all the mirrors on it, which is, appropriate for someone who likes to look at himself in the mirror. Number 7 is Briar Beauty's bed, Ashlyn's roommate and the daughter of Sleeping Beauty. I really like the way that I used silver Christmas brambles to be her thorns, and I really especially love the headboard I created for her, which is an open frame with the Christmas brambles shaped to look like a thicket of thorns blocking the path to her bed. I also like the pillow, this giant large fabric rose hairpin that I found, and then of course just her overall black rosette on pink bedspread. Number 6 favorite of mine is Duchess Swan's bed. I think Duchess's bed came out very ethereal looking. I like the way the white feathers look. I like the white tree branches as the 4 bedposts. I had found this swan headboard, which was like a Christmas ornament, and I painted it white. And I also particularly like the blanket and the colors. I used this fabric with these white cutouts. They remind me of feathers, and I like the lavender tulle. Overall, I think this just looks like a very perfect bed for a Swan Queen's daughter. Number 5 is Crystal Winter's bed, daughter of the Snow King and Queen. I spent hours making those icicles and gluing them just right to this bed, and also hours gluing these acrylic crystals onto the bed. I particularly like the Snow Queen book charm that I found that represents her fairy tale. Her headboard is a snowflake with the Rose of Winter glued to the middle. And I really like the sequins on her bedspread because they remind me of the way that snow sparkles, when the sun hits it in the wintertime. I really like this bed. Number 4 is Rosabella Beauty's bed. This is one of the beds that I show most often to people when they ask me what the heck I mean when I say I make doll beds for fun on YouTube. I think it's just because this bed has such a fairy tale flavor to it, probably because of all the fabric roses, the masses and masses of fabric roses that I bought and hot glued to this bed. I really think it gives it that Beauty and the Beast feeling. Number 3 is Jillian Beanstalk's bed. This is, I think, one of the most recent Ever After High beds I made. I really like the Jack and the Beanstalk book charm I put on her footboard, and just the way that it's various colors of green. I love the little peas in a pod pillow I gave her, and then just the abundance of greenery and leaves on every part of the bed. Really, I think it goes very well with Jillian and with the Jack and the Beanstalk story. Number 2 is Apple White's bed. Well, also her bed remake. This is the second bed I made for Apple, and I think it came out very, very rich and luxurious looking. I really like how the comforter has layers of red and gold, and I like the crisscross pattern on her pillow, and the fact that there are red bows and red and gold accents everywhere, this Snow White charm. I just think it's a great bed for Apple White. Okay, it's time to announce my number one favorite ever after high bed that I've ever made. I feel like I need a drum roll. Can I get a drum roll? No, I said a drum roll. Never mind, that's even worse. Okay, my number one favorite bed that I've ever made is Darling Charming's bed. I was really going all out for this bed. It was in my mind to make this French Rococo Baroque style bed, which means that it's overly elaborate because it's for a princess. And she's always characterized as this perfect princess, so I wanted to give her a perfect princess bed. I like the pillow very, very much, as well as the bedspread, and I like how I made the rebel emblem, you know, the winged heart on her crown headboard. I also really like the footboard, the way that there's crossed swords and a silver rose in the center, and of course a very ornate crown. Anyway, those are my 10 favorite ever after high beds that I've ever made. I would love to know if these are also your 10 favorite of my beds, and if they're not, which ones are your favorites? Let me know in the comments below, and please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thanks so much.